Hey everybody, this is my presentation on artificial intelligence for global information tech. My name is Chris Fjeld. I'm doing this short little presentation here on AI in Norway, or Norge, depending on where you're from. So what is AI? John McCarthy of IBM has probably my favorite quote in regards to defining AI. He says, "It is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. It is related to the similar task of using computers to understand human intelligence, that AI does not have to confine itself to methods that are biologically observable." He said this back in 2004. This was, of course, long after Alan Turing asked the question, "Can machines think?" Turing led us to another broad spectrum of goals, and be summarized as such. From a broad view, from a human perspective, machines that act and think like humans, or from an idealist perspective, machines that act and think rationally. Of course, you want to look more into it. Turing has a lot more to say about it. His definition would most likely have fallen under systems that act like humans. Moving along to Norway specifically, they have a actual government seat for the progress of technological adaptation. That person's title is the Minister of Digitalization. They specifically use this quote as their head of everything by the European Commission as a basis for the further development of AI within that country. That states AI systems act in the physical or digital dimension by perceiving their environment, processing and interpreting information, and deciding the best actions to take to achieve the given goal. Some AI systems can adapt their behavior by analyzing how the environment is affected by their previous actions. They recognize that technology will not only be able to help us perform tasks in increasingly better ways, it will also enable us to perform them in completely new ways. So these are a few of the groups looking to progress Norway potentially further than any other countries. Of course, every country wants to be better than the next. Norway Health Tech is out of Oslo. They're leading the way in cardiac monitoring. NORA is a very large conglomerate of universities. I guess very large is a little objective. There's 8 of the largest universities of Norway make up this consortium. Also, there is SAS. There's actually a Danish group, but they have a very large presence in Scandinavia as a whole. However, I'll talk a little bit more about them on the next slide here. They are leading the way in Norway with most of their influence. So, as I mentioned, SAS, they're leading the way with a lot of these AI and healthcare technologies, monitoring and identifying and eliminating sources of hospital-acquired infections. So this has a lot to do with specifically nurses and doctors maintaining their logs. AI is able to see where infections may have stemmed from, where they may have came from, room-specific or suite-specific, floors even. AI imaging. It's a good example would be accumulating a patient's neural or heart scans and effectively finding abnormalities more quickly and efficiently than human professionals. As well as there's this thing called ICD-10. So for us in the US, this doesn't have a lot of purpose. It doesn't mean anything. For the people in Norway, it's a coding tool used by professionals to classify patients' issues. Utilizing AI to control ICD-10 reduces the amount of human time and error spent on this whole mess of giving individual codes to people. Also corrects past usage of it, has actually proven to provide AI the means to detect potential further issues with these patients. So it can actually sort of predict what might happen to a patient in the near future based on the coding that has been given to them, if it has been accurate up until now. So outside of the realm of healthcare, it's no secret, Scandinavian countries are quite fond of fish. In regards to not only sustainability, but also a nod towards aquaculture, Norway hopes to have these technologies widely adopted by 2030 within the commercial fishing industry. A few examples here, just cover them briefly. This Create View. So this provides a means to analyze net pens. So a net pen is multiple boats bring out and literally make this giant circle of nets. And using these cameras and sensors, as well as AI, machine learning, and everything, they're able to see everything about these fish, from the size of them, the parasites that may be within them. If these fish have been tagged, they're able to see if they've been administered any sort of vaccinations or anything. Pretty interesting. Another one, Scantrol Deep Vision. So this one's pretty revolutionary. This deep vision device is actually able to measure fish while they're underwater. So this is able to help these boats. Basically, it stops them from overfishing. If they know how large these fish are, they can pull up exactly as much fish as they're out there to get, or as much as their boat will hold. In past, what would happen is these people are bringing up these gigantic hauls of fish and basically dumping back off these dead fish after they've finished their stores already. So these two abilities together reduce production costs, limit the ecological footprint, as well as it's improving fish welfare by reducing overall stress. So finally, I present to you some fact or fiction. One of these is not true. So number one, Norway has the means to accurately portray with a 90% actuality when a person could show signs of illness based on previous medical visits. Number two, machine learning in Norway can accurately portray a living person's beating heart and, quote unquote, fast forward the simulation to display any number of conditions. Or number three, current smart controllers can accurately depict current energy draw as well as the physical location and causes of power outages in rural Norway. Good luck with these, and reach out to me with what you think could be the winner or loser. I guess that depends on your frame of mind.